With the release of World Level 9, the game has actually become harder. So to counter this, let's take a look at the characters which will give you a much easier and fun time. And don't worry, we have a bit of everything for everyone here, for F2Ps to low spenders. Now imagine you have a Nilo, but your Nahida keeps taking a lot of damage, and you don't have a Kokomi or a Baiju. Well, don't worry, because you can build Yao Yao, a 4-star which you can build easily, and she works very well too. And if your team ever needs another Dendro character or a healer, Yao Yao will always work. Just make sure to stack a bunch of HP, and a talent priority should be the burst, then skill, and don't bother with normal attacks. But I don't see a lot of people use her, so try her out for yourself and you'll definitely find her working really good. Now try to guess the next character. The character is pretty new and is a Geo who we get for free. That's right, Kachina. Now are you struggling to build a team because you don't have a proper support? Are all your supports already being used by other teams? Then let me tell you about that character. The newest 4-star who is ready to assist you with the level 100 enemies. But how does she work and why is she so underrated? Well, Kachina on Zone is practically useless, but this artifact set which makes her go from useless to god level support. With Natlan comes new artifacts, and the artifact I'm specifically talking about is Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City. Pretty long name with a pretty long description as well, so let me simplify it for you. So basically the 2-piece just gives more energy to the character who has this, but the 4-piece is the real deal. Now whenever you trigger a reaction with the character who has this artifact set, and if that character is also in the Night Soul's Blessing mode, which is basically a Natlan character exclusive mode. It's kinda complicated, so know this: whenever you're in Kachina's skill, the mode will be activated. So once you do an elemental reaction with Kachina, which is crystallized, your party members will get a total of 40% elemental damage bonus, which is insanely huge. So you can give this set to Kachina and pair her up with anyone, and she'll do a really amazing job in buffing your team. You can focus on building her like a sub DPS by stacking crit rate and crit damage, and also a bunch of ER. Give her the F2P Felonious Lance, and the 40% damage increase is as good as yours. Do you keep losing to the capybara boss? Do you get one-shotted by this cute but deadly local legend? Well, if you want to defeat him at wall level 9 too, then it's quite a pain. So what is the character which will aid you defeat the capybara? This 4-star shielder is probably the most underrated shielder in Genshin. Now here is your problem. You keep getting one-tapped by this capybara who for some reason is stronger than Archons. In this case, what do? That's right, you get a shielder, and the best 4-star shielder out there is Layla. But if you build her wrong, you'll probably still get one tap. So let's dive in her build. It's actually pretty straightforward. Give her 4-piece tenacity or 4-piece noblesse and just stack a bunch of HP. Give her the sacrificial sword or the Felonious sword so that you never have to worry about ER. Well, now you would ask, why didn't you just use Zhongli? Well, do you have a Zhongli? Well, even if you do, then your other teams most likely don't have other shielder. You can then use Layla as an alternative too. Now, go and slay that capybara. After this video, of course, because I still have one character which will become a huge upgrade to your team. Alright, Suge, enough support glazing. Show me some DPS, man. What am I gonna do of all these supports without a good DPS? If you want me to subscribe, then show me a good F2P DPS. Alright, I heard you. So you have all these support characters, but to support who? So your damage sucks? You struggle to defeat these robot looking DPS checking freaks, your problem might just be your garbage DPS. So what's the fix? Gaming, the 4-star who is better than a lot of 5 stars. Now Gaming works really well if you pair him up with Furina and give him the Macaroni Hunter set. This set will ensure that you'll have a good crit rate and it will allow you to focus more on crit damage. As for the weapon, any 5-star works, but if you are F2P, use the ultimate Overlord Claymore since it gives a ton of attack. And I mean a lot of attack, which will greatly benefit Gaming. It would be even better if you pair him up with Xian Yun, but I assume you probably don't have her. If you do, your plunging damage, which is your main source, will increase a lot. If you don't, just use Bennett for attack buff, Furina for Hydro application and buff, Sucrose or Kazuha for VV effect, which will increase your elemental damage. If you don't have Furina, you can use Xingqiu or Yelan. And of course, you can also use Kachina and Layla as a shielder. Now, at first I was thinking of a top 5, but there are just too many good options. So let's have a rapid fire. I will briefly tell you about all the amazing characters, and also let's see if I can explain them in under 1 minute. If I do, then you will have to subscribe to the channel. Alright. Let's go! Xiangling, amazing off-field DPS, give her the emblem and catch weapon and you will dominate. Sucrose, Kazuha alternative which will buff your damage, give her Verdescent and Mappa Mare, and your DPS will do big damage. Fischl, another amazing off-field DPS, give her Stringless and Golden Troop artifact for amazing Oz damage. Xingqiu, great Hydro applicator, give him Sacrificial Sword and Emblem or Noblesse and enjoy the waves. Bennett, best 4-star buffer and healer, give him Sack Sword or Favorius or Festering Desire and 4-piece Noblesse and stack ER and HP. Hazel, the most fun 4-star, give him Witsit and build him like a normal DPS with 2-piece VV and 2-piece Gladiator. You know the deal. Make sure to subscribe. It's free and it helps a lot. And if you're interested, make sure to check out this video where I talk about these starting characters after 4 years.